Oh, yeah. What is up, my dudes? How are we all doing today? Today is Wednesday, the 12th of Augusto. Can you believe it, man? Holy fuck. It's already August. What a crazy fucking year. Holy shit, I'm looking at my face right now, too. I'm all red. I'm all beat up, too, from fucking jiu-jitsu. We'll talk a lot about jiu-jitsu today, I think. We'll see. I'm fucking obsessed with jiu-jitsu lately. Absolutely love it. Man, it's like probably a simp talking about his girlfriend. That's how I am with jiu-jitsu right now. You can see I got all the fucking bumps and bruises and shit going on. It's awesome. I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to give you guys some updates, some little sexual market updates, some sexcapades that I've been on recently or lack thereof. What's up, Daniel? How are we doing today? If you guys are in the chat, go ahead. Let's make sure we hit that thumbs up button, and let's drop a comment in the chat as well. Say what's up. And then there's some other things that I want to talk about too, as well, as far as throwing on that little tinfoil hat and to start questioning some shit. So we'll get going as soon as I start to see the numbers get going a little bit, or until I feel like it. I don't know. Either way, I'm in a good mood. Just finished some jujitsu. Actually, I finished at like 1:30, and then what's up? And then right after that, I went. Right after that, I went and did cryotherapy. It's just the way that I got the fucking camera set up, bro. I got a good head of hair still. Don't you worry about that. But it is kind of true. Once I start doing jiu-jitsu more, as crazy as that sounds, here, let me adjust that shit. Once I start doing jiu-jitsu more, it becomes more prominent for sure. Just because everything's getting all fucking beat up all the time. You're getting fucking geese just draped across your face and all that good shit. And I just need a good haircut. Oh, shit. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So went and did cryotherapy today. I started doing cryotherapy, one, because it's the only thing that's open. This one spot is the only place that's open. Like, in comparison, the way I used to do business before was I used to go and get massaged once a month. I'd get chiropractic like once every other week. I'm still doing that. And I would go to acupuncture once a week, but acupuncture is getting really expensive now, because before it used to be like a community acupuncture, and I'd just pay for some sessions and all this other stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love acupuncture, but I also decided to just start doing it on my own. When I got my own fucking needles off Amazon. Got some fucking acupuncture needles, so I'll sit here and do that myself. So someone's like, why don't you do cryo? And I was like, I fucking love cryo, but I haven't done it in years. He's like, well, I work at this place. Come check it out. Went and checked out this cryo place. For those of you guys that have done cryo before, now it's corona puncture. Drop some wisdom in the chat about doing cryotherapy. That's where you go into a fucking container and you hit some sub-freezing temperatures. There's two different types of cryotherapy, procedures too. One is where you get into like a neoprene suit, like booties and stuff like that. You don't always have to get into a neoprene suit, but then you go into this closed container, but your head's sticking out, and they spray or mist nitrogen, and the nitrogen goes up against your skin and all that good stuff, and lowers the temperature of your skin and so forth, and then goes down. This one that I go to, and the thing with the nitrogen one is you can only stay in it for like 3 minutes before you can start really fucking shit up. The next Mr. Freeze. And then this one, the one that I go to, is oxygenated environment where you actually like walk into like a freezer, which is fucking cool. This one you can only stay in for like 6 minutes or whatever. But you don't have to get in some crazy fucking, what's it called? You don't have to get in some crazy suit. You don't have to get in this like whatever container. Like you just walk into like a freezer. Joe Rogan does cryotherapy. I don't know. I think he said something about it. I do know that he's a big proponent though of, from what I know he has a deprivation tank, a sensory deprivation tank. He could have a cryo at his new studio. I don't know. It seems like he has a bunch of shit. I got to look that up. But speaking of Joe Rogan, I'm about to talk to you about some crazier shit that I'm about to fucking get into tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. This is the godlike aspect of the title today. I'm fucking cruising on jiu-jitsu. I'm fucking training 5 days a week. If you guys haven't seen my Twitter, I actually posted up a photo. I ripped my fucking gi pants yesterday training, which was pretty awesome. I was like super happy about that. I'll show you the photo on here. Fucking ripped those things yesterday, getting some good training on. Very excited about that. But now I got to go and get it sewn. I'm not buying a new fucking gi. That gi is crusty. I love that crusty gi. I've been training in it for 4 years now. I'm not getting rid of it right now. Just one rip. So yeah, I've been training jiu-jitsu hard. My jiu-jitsu is getting fucking crazy right now. I'm getting ready to, this is what I'm working towards. I'm super dedicated right now to jiu-jitsu because I'm a 3-stripe purple belt. I'm on the cusp right now of getting promoted to a brown belt. I'm pretty sure I'll be getting my 4th stripe here soon, or just getting straight promoted to brown. We'll see. But my jiu-jitsu is on point. Like very, very happy with how I've been doing jiu-jitsu. And the big thing is this, and I talked about this with my guys on WarTribe too. One of the big things that's changed with my jiu-jitsu lately. Yeah, right. That was pretty fucking exciting, dude. Like you should see the gi though, like the actual, the lapels of that gi too. They're all frayed and stuff because it's like when I first started jiu-jitsu, I had almost no money. I had almost no money. I was homeless. I was like just coming out of my shell kind of deal, getting over. Yeah, we'll get into that when it comes to cryotherapy. I'm about to talk to you guys about that shit real quick. But one of the guys at my jiu-jitsu, my old jiu-jitsu school that I used to go to, he gave me 2 gis. He donated 2 gis to me. He's like, yeah, they don't fit me anymore. Here you go. 2 inverted gear gis. And I've been using those ever since. Really like them. The cool thing about it too, even though it's a downfall too, is he dried them. So the cloth on them is very, very light. So people can get really good grips on you. And when people can get good grips on you, they can control you really well. So it trained me how to break grips really well. So I really like those gis. And right now, oh man, I'd love to get some new gis. Maybe I could get some sponsorship or some shit like that. We'll see. Who'd want to sponsor this guy though? With his misogynistic views. He's a fucking racist too as well. He's a fucking homophobe and xenophobe. I can't have my company name on that guy's stuff. I can't sponsor that guy. He's a nationalist or some shit. That's what everybody's going to say. Oh well. Oh well. People are going to label, if you're not along with their fucking agenda, they're just going to label you with some shit. So been crushing it with jiu-jitsu, kind of backed off of lifting weights a little bit, even though I'm actually back on it. Yeah, I feel great, Jiminy. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Rocking and rolling with stuff. I just like, here's the thing with me, guys, is I just like to go when I become passionate about something, I go full blast into it. And, sometimes other things got to fucking take the what's it called out. But anyway, let's go back to what I was talking about. I was talking about like with my jiu-jitsu and with a lot of stuff that I'm doing in life right now. This sounds stupid. I fucking hate people that talk about this shit. But I've been focusing on my breathing with nearly everything that I do now. And I was discussing this with my WarTribe guys earlier this week in our last webinar. So I'll give you a little snippet of some of the shit that we talk about in there. But I realized this, and it was a couple months ago where I started lifting with this one trainer. And I I realized after, like, obviously through his training, that I'd been lifting incorrectly for a long time. Right. So I'm a pretty fucking strong dude. I've squatted and deadlifted a lot and bench pressed a lot of weight in my day. I can still probably deadlift 500 something pounds. I could get pretty close to squatting 500 pounds right now as well. Actually, shit, I did 475 for 5 a couple months back. I mean, so I could definitely be fucking repping some pretty high squat numbers, but I was also being a little extra with the testosterone dosage there, let's just say. So we'll see where it's at right now. I'm definitely not squatting heavy or anything like that. But what I'm talking about is this. When I used to squat, though, I used to high bar squat. So it was higher up on my shoulders in order for me to get the depth I needed to for my, for my Olympic lifts. And now I've changed my squat to a little bit more mid back. But the way that I used to do business when I used to squat and I was squatting, no matter what I did when I'd squat, I'd put the bar on my back and I'd back up and I'd tighten my core. I'd take a nice big deep breath and then I'd hold like this. And then I'd go and descend. And then once I hit my spot, I'd explode, right? And when I started working with this new trainer, he's like, hey, listen, your breathing is all off whenever you're lifting. What you need to be doing is in the eccentric motion, right? When you're not constricting, right? So there's eccentric and concentric. When you're doing the eccentric portion of your lift, you need to be breathing in, right? And not holding. And when you are performing your concentric, you're going to breathe out and then you're going to squeeze. And I started to apply this. This is some fucked up breathing. That is some fucked up breathing. Yeah. Well, that's what people kind of do when they go for heavy lifts, right? What I'm learning is never, like, to do your best in things, to never hold your breath. What you want to constantly be doing is breathing through everything, whether it's breathing in or breathing out, as I'm about to yawn. Because I took that big deep breath, right? So I started doing that with my lifts, and I started doing that with my squats. I'd start squatting now. I got a better squat, and I'm breathing all the way in. And as I'm going up now, I'm breathing out, and I'm not grunting or, there might be a little grunt if it's heavy or whatever, but I'm not stopping the flow of my breath. And this is what some people would call being mindful or mindfulness, because you're being mindful of your breath rather than being mindful of the task that you're doing. Now, how does this relate to jiu-jitsu? Well, I realized before, and this is a very hard thing, people are going to realize this when you get into jiu-jitsu or you get into sparring or fighting. When you're met with something that's overwhelming, and this is why this is such a good allegory for life, because anytime someone's met with something that is kind of threatening in a way, that's kind of intimidating, that's scary or whatever, most people have the tendency to stop and hold their breath. It's like you can watch someone watching a scary movie and something scary is about to happen and they go, right? There's a natural tendency for that to happen. Yeah, I'm taking questions today. Go ahead, ask your question. Let me get through my ramble and I'll get right to your question though. So I noticed that I was doing that a lot with my jiu-jitsu, and that was causing a lot of issues in my neck and in my wrists and stuff like that, because really what it comes down to is you're not oxygenating your limbs. You're not oxygenating the key areas of your body, right? So what I've changed big time today, or big time in my jiu-jitsu lately, is in all of my movements, instead of grabbing and holding and like squeezing and like tightening everything in my body, I'm now kind of more loose, and everything that I'm doing is I'm breathing through it. Right? Even when someone's on top of me, I'm just sitting there, I'm calm, I'm cool, and I'm breathing through it. I don't know if you guys watched the fights last weekend. I think I brought this up with my guys too. If you watched the UFC fights, there was a fighter named Holland. He was going up against this muscular dude named, I just remember his first name, Joaquin. But But this dude Holland, the way that he fights is he's super loose, and he just sits there and he's breathing, and he talks throughout the whole fight too. He's like kind of talking shit, but he's just doing it to keep himself easy and flowing, and he's not rigid or anything like that. And that's the thing, is when you're holding your breath and you control your breath patterns, like your breathing patterns, you become rigid, which then creates a lot of rigidity in your life, right? Which creates friction. Friction causes stress and frustration and so forth. So long story, but I kind of tapped into understanding this, and now I've carried this over to my jiu-jitsu, and I've carried it over to a lot of different things in life as well. Even when I'm sleeping, I'll wake up sometimes and I'll realize that I'm tense and stuff. It's like, all right, just breathe deep, nice big deep breaths, and I'll fall back asleep, and I'll get into that pattern as well. So pretty good shit. So that's why I've also really been enjoying my jiu-jitsu. It's why I've been able to do jiu-jitsu 5 days a week now, instead of only being able to do it 3 days in the past, because I'm flowing through my jiu-jitsu more now. It's not so much a fight. Instead, I'm kind of like fighting against myself in a way to become more optimal. So with that said, going into the cryotherapy, this, going into this cryo freezer, essentially, where it's all oxygenated. I think it's probably like, I don't know, it's pretty damn cold. And then you got a fucking freezer blowing on you, really. And that's what I sit there and I do. As I realize when I'm in there, I just take these nice, big, deep breaths. Nice, big, deep breaths. And I've realized, because every minute you're supposed to turn. So I'll take like 8 to 10 deep breaths. And before I know it, that minute is up, and then I'll turn. And most people are only capable of doing about 4 minutes in this freezer, right? The maximum that you could do is 6 minutes, and I get through 6 minutes every single time. Today kind of sucked. The first 2 minutes were a little bit rough. I was like, fuck, this sucks. I don't want to be here. And I was like, shut the fuck up. You got 4 more minutes. Like, quit being a little bitch. Like, what's 4 more minutes for you to get some pretty serious from it? Benefits. Now, there's another thing that I'm using there too as well. It's called the Beamer chair, BEMER. It's an electromagnetic pulse that actually goes in and it frees up your capillaries. And holy crap, this fucking machine that I use, this Beamer chair, is insane. Insane for recovery. Like, this is probably mixing the cryo and the Beamer chair on top of doing the jiu-jitsu, the acupuncture at home. I got my IR sauna and I got my red light, right? So I'll do, like, tomorrow morning, for instance. Now that I just did cryo and Beamer, I'm going to have a lot of toxins. What am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to sit first thing in the morning. I'm going to sit in my infrared sauna for 20 to 30 minutes with the red light glaring on me to push all those toxins out. Pretty awesome shit, guys. But I'm super excited because tomorrow I have an appointment scheduled. Actually, so I went in today. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. People need to learn to get comfortable with discomfort. The first place it starts, though, I got to be honest with you. I tell people this all the time. Get into the motherfucking jiu-jitsu gyms. Get into a fighting school right now. Like, you need to get into it. And this is something that we're going to have to talk about, and we're going to get into here in a little bit when I talk about some of these quote-unquote conspiracy theories and all this other stuff. I got a $10 super chat from One Man's Way. How do I like acupuncture? I love acupuncture. I think acupuncture, in comparison to, so let me break it down for you. Everything has its target that it hits. Massage hits the muscles. Chiropractic hits the spinal column, right? The spinal cord to free up nerves and all this other stuff. Acupuncture hits the nerves. It actually hits the nerves. And that's where a lot of people are really actually feeling and having issues, is within the way that their nerves are. Cryo, I believe, is releasing the fascia, right? That is like this tight little thin film. You guys can see this on meat. When you go and get meat, sometimes you see this white silky skin or whatever. That's fascia. It's like a net that's cast around your muscles to kind of keep them in their spots. It's like I said, it's a web. So that's what I noticed with the cryo on top of just a really, really deep cleansing type of system, right? It's cooling your skin down, which is your biggest organ, and it's flushing toxins out of it, which is amazing. So if you could figure out a way to be able to do all of these things, that'd be amazing. But if I were to recommend two right now, it depends on what you have going on. But I would definitely recommend cryo, and I definitely recommend acupuncture. That Beamer chair, like I talked about, it's hitting the capillaries. One thing I've noticed is that from all the abuse that I've done to my body, my blood flow is pretty fucked because I get big and muscular, right? And then I cut down and I get thinner. As you guys could tell, I'm probably getting a little bit thinner right now. I weigh in steadily. I dipped down below 230 yesterday, right at 230 today. And I'll probably keep going down a bit too, because I'm probably losing a bit of muscle from the amount I'm training with jiu-jitsu, but I'm okay. I like it. But I think, especially if you're having issues with anxiety and depression, acupuncture for sure. But going back to what Phil's saying, people need to learn to get comfortable with discomfort. Man, nothing better than jiu-jitsu. Nothing better than fighting. Nothing better than going in and getting your little ego checked. People think they could fight. A lot of people are LARPing today. We can see it, guys. These Antifa retards, anybody else that's going out there and thinking that they can fight, they're going out there. No matter what, a fight is really honestly 50-50. But if you know how to fight, you're going to know how to expend your energy correctly. You're going to know how not to fucking get hit with the big blows and all this other stuff. You're going to have a better energy system. And that's the big thing that most people don't realize. Going back to the breathing aspect of what I was talking about, I guarantee you most people think that they're going to be able to end a fight within 30 seconds. And someone who's trained like me, it's going to take a lot longer than 30 seconds for you to end it. Unless, of course, you have a gun. Right? But if we're fighting, most people are going to spill their fucking beans. They're going to blow their wad in the first 30 seconds, and then they're going to be assed out. And that's how most people who train fighting are going to win the fight, even against multiple opponents. Tire them out. Let them blow their load. Right. What do you think the strong desire for talking to people and seeing them in person means? I've had some intense dreams lately that have made me feel alone and desire community. Everyone wants community. Everyone wants connection. It's part of our structure, right? If we didn't have community and a desire for connection, there wouldn't be any procreation. It wouldn't continue life. It's embedded into us. We're social creatures, right? We need it. It was also part of our evolution. And I don't just mean part of our evolution. It's how we became the apex species on the planet, right? We grew bigger brains, which required us to, at youth, gestate longer, right? Babies can't walk when they first fucking come out of the womb, right? The next thing was, and the reason why we as humans have prevailed is because we can outthink and out-endure all other species and animals on the planet. Plain and simple, right? But in order for that to happen, you need to have a team. We need people to be able to fill in roles and build tools and XYZ. So that's part of it, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just what quality are you trying to bring in your life? Everyone's going to go through a time frame in their life, or they should, where they're transforming and they're leveling up, and they're probably going to be alone for a little while. And once you kind of hatch out of your cocoon, as stupid as that shit sounds, then you're open and available to kind of find the group of people that are on the same level as you. And that's kind of what it sounds like right now is you're ready. You're ready. But you can't go back to the old. You can't go back to the toxic. Massage is less targeted treatment for affecting nerves, fascia, skeletal systems. Yeah, it just hits mostly. I mean, of course, it's going to hit exactly like what you're talking about, but it's mostly for musculature. It's mostly for musculature. Most people don't train. Exactly. You want to know why most people don't train? Because it's not comfortable going in, not knowing things and possibly looking like an idiot. It's not comfortable going in there and knowing that you're going to get your fucking face punched or your leg kicked or your stomach kicked. I don't know if any of you have ever gotten kicked in the liver, like a good liver shot. For me, when I get kicked in the liver and like if I haven't trained for a while and it's sensitive again, instantaneously, I feel like I have to take a dump, and like the worst, most disgusting dump you could ever imagine. Like I have to sit there and literally focus on puckering my asshole so I don't shit myself in the fucking ring. Like a good liver shot will do that to you on top of knocking the wind out of you. It's not good. Like it sucks. That's why you really want to cover your fucking liver and check kicks and all that good shit, right? But anyway, someone made a comment about my forehead. Yeah, my forehead's way more prominent right now because I'm getting a fucking gi draped over my face and just smothering me and all this shit fucking 5 times a week, right? I got fucking bumps and shit all over my nose. I'll get a split lip every once in a while. My fingers hurt. My fingers hurt. Yeah, well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Anyone knows that video or anyone knows that movie, put it in the chat. I'll give you Air 5. That's what I'll do. I'll post your comment up on the fucking screen, make you feel good for a little bit. Anyway. But yeah, most people, Phil talked about it. He just said most people don't want to fucking get uncomfortable. We live in a society. J Money's got it. That's my man. That's my man. We'll talk about that here in a second as well. Christian. Let me just go through some more of these. You should be trying to push your discomfort to the edge of being dangerous, but not crossing over the line. Exactly. I agree. Train the shit you're uncomfortable in training at. Toughen your body up. Don't break yourself. You still need to be a viable individual, viable human. But the lot of you would do well getting into an MMA gym or getting into jiu-jitsu or getting into Muay Thai at least 3 days a week. Lifting 4 days a week. And you don't have to go hard with the lifting, especially when you're doing MMA. Just enough to make the ligament, tendon, and muscular connection stable and good. Keep your body fat low. Keep your strength at a good optimal level. And that's that, right? And like I said, I look forward to going to my cryo appointments because afterwards I feel amazing. But when I'm in the actual cryo thing and getting ready to go in, I'm like, do I really want to do this? I'm like, man, this sucks. And then I actually step in and I'm like, oh, fuck. 6 minutes. I'm watching this clock. Like 6 minutes. This fucking sucks. You can do it, but it's like, fuck, this sucks. Right? This shit isn't comfortable, but it's good for you. It brings me back to a time, and like someone mentioned Wim Hof earlier. One of my meditations during the day, I do Wim Hof breathing. I do 3 cycles of Wim Hof breathing during my daytime meditation. And that's all I thought about. That's all I think about in the cryo is I'm taking these nice, big, deep oxygenating breaths, and I'm not letting it get to me. And I think about how, as stupid as this sounds, I think about how I could be one of those polar bear people where I could actually go into fucking Arctic waters and sit in the Arctic water for 3, 4, 5 minutes or some shit like that. I could do that. I could definitely do that. It's not going to be great. At some point in my life, I want to try that. I definitely want to do that because I'm always looking for new ways to get really uncomfortable. Sitting in that sauna, my sauna it only gets up to 140, but it's infrared. It gets uncomfortable. I got drip or sweat dripping down my fucking face. You know, it's hot in there. I don't like being hot. I'd rather be cold than hot. Honestly, I'd rather be cold than hot. So I fucking hate that, but whatever, you know. I hate fucking getting on my bike, my spin bike. I hate it. The first fucking 10 minutes of being on my spin bike is annoying as fuck. I hate it. I hate the posture. I hate, you know what I mean? But then once I hit 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I toughed it out. And I watch fights and stuff during it, or some good shit. Anyway, let's get back to this. I watch street fights for fun. Most people can't fight, swing wildly, gas themselves out, like Corey just said. Very few people look like they are trained in any of these videos. Exactly. People think they could fight, but they can't really. When you train MMA, you're going to know when to duck and double leg takedown, the fist throwing LARPer right onto their head. Insta KO. Possibly one they won't wake up from. Did you guys see that video yesterday of, I'm not a big fan of like British police right now, or the Australian police, or what's going on in New Zealand. We'll talk about that a little bit. Total overstep of the police state. Hopefully that doesn't come our way. I think the police are kind of learning their lesson a little bit right now with the whole BLM thing going on. But there was a Welsh cop yesterday that fucking just grabbed the dude and like kicked his legs out from under him and then tased his fat wife. That was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. But most people think they could be tough up until someone who knows what to do gets their hands on them. Training is super grueling. Need to eat right, sleep right, or you will regret it. Liver shots suck. Yeah, and that's another thing I'm going to talk about here. I'm going and doing a specific therapy tomorrow. Specific therapy. Some high-level shit. I was like, fuck it. I got to try this. I got to try it. I got to see how it goes. And I'm making a good connection with this too for moving forward for the wellness center. So it's a good connection. But I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a new therapy. Take a look at it. It's called NAD+. It's a NAD IV. I do believe I just found out about this after I started researching this. I didn't start doing it just because I heard that Joe Rogan did it, but apparently Joe Rogan does it. He had a guy on his podcast named, what's that monkey's name? I Googleized it. Steve, is it Steve? I don't fucking know. There we go. David Sinclair. If you want to look up the David Sinclair Joe Rogan podcast, I remember listening to this on a road trip a while ago, just because it's all about biohacking and anti-aging and longevity. A lot of these guys talk about metformin though. I've taken metformin before. I didn't like it. I actually still have quite a bit. But I'm going to do an NAD IV tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. They're talking about doing NAV, HGH, and something else are like the three main things that are going to help out with, here we go, DHEA. Sinclair said that NAD, HGH, and DHEA, those three things in combination have been shown to reverse your biological age. So your boy's hitting God status, motherfuckers. Doing everything that I'm doing right now. I'm very happy with how even you guys know this. I boast about this. I'm not rich. I don't fucking have a lot of money. But the number one thing that I invest in every step of the way is my health and my wellness. Every step of the way. Because I want to be on this planet for a long time. I want to be as optimal as possible. I want to be as healthy as possible. And fucking A right, if I'm going to reverse my damn age, I'm going to reverse my fucking damn age. I promise you this. So pretty fucking excited to try this out. I'll tell you guys all about it when I go through it. So that's going to happen tomorrow. Today I got a B12 shot. That's the connection that I made first. I went in there. I was like, hey, let me try a B12 shot. I'll let you guys know how that is. And then we started talking about hormone balancing, naturopathy, and all this other stuff. And the doctor there was like, have you heard of NAD? And I was like, I just heard about this last week. And I just saw it in passing and didn't really know the full length. And then I saw that and I was like, all right, I'm really curious about that one. I'll call you back at some point when I want to do it. And I came home and I just started researching it. I was like, this feels like the right thing to do. So definitely fucking loved it. Like, I'm super excited to get that shit done tomorrow. So Christian Martin asked the question, is joining the military in today's age stupid? I feel like there's a shit ton of women in power that kind of ruined it. Yes, do not join the military today. It is a feminist white knight paradise that is only meant to serve not the United States. The military, going deep into my prophetic thought, I don't think the United States of America is going to exist within the next 4 years. I don't think so. I think, like I said, I think United States is going to get disbanded. We're going to balkanize. We're going to see some shit happen. Joining the military right now would pit you against people here in the states, right, against civilians that you might end up having to target. As we know, Mr. DJT, Donald J. Trump, as much as I'm a fan of his masculinity, I am not a fan of his policy. He's on the same team as whatever the fuck is coming our way. And he says that the military, more specifically the National Guard, but I do believe it's going to be more so than just the National Guard, due to the ability to exercise emergency, emergency protocols and so forth, that the military will now be injecting fucking citizens with this silly vaccine that's coming forward. You don't want to be on that team. You don't want to be on that team. The military back in the day would have recommended it. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I talk about this in my new book. I think that all men should be in the military in the future. But we need to rid it of its feminist blue pill ways. The military should only be for men and men alone, just like governing and politics should only be for men alone. That's right. No women in the military, no women in any form, shape, or way of dictating how society disciplines, the direction that it goes, the way it's structured. None of it. Zero. Get out of that. Anyway. So no, don't join the military. Standards are being lowered every single fucking day. It's a shit show. It's a fucking bureaucratic, political fucking nightmare. Oh, guy I work with is 27, never been in a fight. He's from Mexico. Go punch him in his face. I'm kidding. I've been leaving work an hour early. My beta boss hasn't said anything. It's great. Good. Go train some MMA during that hour. Hey, Corey, curious if you're familiar with the spiritual scale described in the book Energy Levels by Frederick Dodson. RSD Tyler talks about it, but he's never been through actual war. RSD Tyler is a fucking retard. They talk a whole lot of spiritual bullshit, all sorts of good stuff that they spew out to their LA Hollywood type people that fucking pay tons of money for. Levels of energy. Let me look up Frederick Dodson though, just to make sure. Frederick Dodson. Let's see if we can get some type of, okay, I'm just seeing a book, Identity Shifting, updated by Frederick Dodson. No, I don't want to go to his YouTube. Thank you, though. It looks like at the top of an inverted pyramid, it says consciousness, identity, maybe consciousness, identity, soul, higher self, identity, self, imitate, values, core beliefs, beliefs and thoughts, emotions, decisions and words, actions, skills and behavior, physical reality. Don't know if I like it. I don't think so. I don't agree with that. Soul, higher self, identity. Values, core beliefs, beliefs and thoughts, emotions, decisions and words, actions, skills, behavior, physical reality. I guess I kind of get that. There's some level. Values, core beliefs, beliefs and thoughts. Yeah, that's not too terrible. I don't know how it relates to war, though, as to what you're talking about. So it's not too bad. There's better out there, though. Do you know about autophagy science? Yes, I do. It's pretty good, especially when it comes to understanding cancer, clearing toxins from your body, and so forth. If you guys don't know what autophagy is, look it up. It's well known. It's pretty much cellular cannibalism, but it's like good, like it's cleansing of the dead cells or the cells that have been copied incorrectly. So it's getting rid of. It's essentially culling. It's culling the dead weight in your body, which is what's going to happen here on the earth to humans here soon. Told my girlfriend one time how I got my ass whooped, but by a dude that was like twice my size. I thought it was a funny story. All my boys seemed to laugh about it. She ended up cheating and leaving me shortly. Yeah, you never ever do anything or tell your girlfriend about anything that would make her lose confidence in your ability to defend or be an alpha. Yeah, you really shoot yourself in the foot doing that. Do. Good stuff, though. Shit. I know people like that too, man. I don't know how that would be possible. Gotcha. All right. 2028. It ends. I've heard 2023 is when a lot of this stuff's going to really crumble, but then we're going to rebuild. So no big deal. And by we, I mean the people that deserve it. If you're going to join the military, you need to look at combat arms only, covert ops, or SF. That's what I always tell anyone. Anyone who asks me about joining the military, I say go SF. Go and become an 18 X-ray if they still have those kinds of contracts. But yeah, still, I don't recommend it. Not today. Fuck it. It's too political. Got out in 2012. Good stuff. I'm 40 as of 2 weeks ago. Good job. Way to make it. RSD Tyler. Exactly. Is Reiki bullshit? No, I've done Reiki in the past. It helped me work through some stuff. You got to understand that we all are energy, and there are definitely people out there that can definitely work with and manipulate energy in some ways, shapes, or forms. There's a lot of bullshit out there too. So it's just something you got to know. Like, one of the big things that's going to start coming forward in the future that people are going to start learning to tap into is their intuition. As crazy as that sounds, it's the gut telling you, hey, go in this direction, or hey, trust this person, or hey, this feels right. It's like today, once we started talking about that NADIV, I was like, I need to do this because my gut told me to do it, right? As weird as that sounds. So is Reiki bullshit? No. But are there a lot of fucking bullshit Reiki practitioners out there? Yes. I hope that makes sense. Everything has its place, right? It's even like hypnosis. Some people be like, oh, hypnosis is bullshit. No, there's some legit people out there that can do fucking hypnosis and change your damn life. I promise you this. Are there fucking other people out there that are retarded, fake hypnotists and all this other stuff? Absolutely. War is described as low vibration in the energy scale. War will always be a part of this reality. War is just conflict resolution with violence. War, for the most part, should be used only when all other options have failed, or you have someone who is encroaching upon your way of life or your lifestyle for no fucking reason, right? If they're coming to invade, you go to war. If they're coming to decimate you or take over whatever or steal your resources or whatever, you go to fucking war. How's that low vibration if you're protecting your shit? It's like all these fucking stupid spiritualists don't understand the other side of the scale. They try to paint anything as aggressive, anything where boundaries are established, anything as black and white, anything that's based in logic. They try to deem that as low vibration. It's like, no. The fact that you're avoiding that is your fear, which is low vibration. There's an old adage. It says, I'd rather be a fucking warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Why? Because believe it or not, most people that I know, and this is why I tell people to train fucking martial arts all the time. Dude, I'm telling you, most of these people that I fucking train with don't want to get into fights. They don't want to do any type of fucking violence. But they're some of the most savage fucking people I've ever met in my life. We as people that fight on a day-to-day basis, we actually respect peace and freedom more so than anybody else out there that doesn't practice what we practice. It's so funny, all these fucking hippy-dippy fucking peaceful fucking whatever, I'm high energy or whatever bullshit. Most of these people are the types of people that are going to scream at you for not fucking wearing a mask and not social distancing or not washing your hands. They're going to throw tantrums and attack you and the way you live your life because they think they're so fucking high and mighty. They don't realize that they are the ones that are causing all of the issues in the world today because they have not put themselves through any type of initiation, through any type of discomfort to grow. For them to realize, hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't pick those fights. Maybe I should take some level of self-ownership. Maybe that person over there isn't responsible for making me feel a certain way, and it's my responsibility for me to make me feel a certain way. And if I don't feel secure, maybe I should do something to make me feel secure. Fucking low vibration bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that crap. I hate those people. They're phony spiritualists. They're fucking narcissistic losers that they put some fucking what's it called, chakra beads on and fucking do a colon cleanse, right? A coffee enema, some shit, and they think they're fucking enlightened. It's like, no, you're just masturbating. That's what you're doing. That's why you feel fucking good. You're just masturbating. You're pretending to fucking do something. There's a reason war exists. It's not low vibration. It's low vibration if you do it for the wrong reasons, like what we've been doing in Iraq and Afghanistan and Vietnam, even fucking looking at World War I and World War II. That's some low vibrational shit. Because it's all been in order to further fucking corporate fucking greed, believe it or not. And build Israel. YouTube. Susan. He's spouting conspiracies. Yep. Anyway, not to get on you, Jiminy, but I'm getting on these people that fucking don't, whatever. All right, let's keep going through it. 18 X-ray or 11 Bravo, not too bad. What about security forces? Security forces just guard nukes. You don't want to do it. If you know who he is, what's your thoughts on Michael Jocko? SEAL Team 6 guy, CIA. Haven't looked into him. I'll take a look though. I trained with those guys back in the day, so I'll take a look. Dude is super heavy on vibration and believes it saved him from getting killed in combat. No, listen, I'm not saying anything about vibration. If everything is energy, then there is a vibration due to frequency. And everyone has a specific one, and we're all attracted to different things. And magnetism is a huge part of the universe, gravity and so forth. Even though I believe more in magnetism than I do in gravity. Even though gravity is real, I believe more to do with magnetism than it is gravity. But yeah, I believe in all this stuff. I believe in a spiritual realm. I believe in XYZ. I think that most people have interpreted it incorrectly. They hit a specific level. They said, oh, this sounds nice. This feels nice. And this is something that I could package as a fucking happy pill to other people. It's like I talk about. If you guys haven't listened to this video that I did, it's called Love is Not the opposite of fear. Love is not the opposite of fear. It's not. Love is also not the greatest vibration in the fucking universe. That's a fucking misconception. The greatest vibration in the universe is power. That's why we all have a will to power, but we'll use the tool of love in order to accomplish it. So therefore, love serves power. We all have a will to power, like what Nietzsche talks about. But being powerful is the greatest source of energy that you could have. Knowing one's own true power. Anyway, listen to that video. I told a hippy dippy dude the other day, if you're too weak to survive, then you probably shouldn't. Perfect way to say it. Some true statements regarding war. I took it to mean a scenario likely to cause a traumatic loss of positive energy. Yeah, but that could happen with a breakup. I mean, I've been to war, and I've had some breakups that were worse than war. Literally having my fucking heart ripped out of my chest, right? Whereas in war, I saw some shit where in my mind, I'm like, I shouldn't have to see this stuff, but I'm like, I'm seeing it. It's real. It's here. That stinks, but let's move on. I hate to say it that way. In order for us to get here, I'm talking about the human race. We've seen a lot of shit. Killed a lot of people. We've seen a lot of war. We've seen people maimed. We've done some barbaric shit. We used to be fucking barbarians, right? We've seen it. It's in the DNA. It's not that traumatic. I'm not going to lie to you. It is not that traumatic. What's different today, though, that's causing more quote unquote PTSD, and this is what you can start to trace it back to, is explosives. Mass scale explosives. Those are things that we're still getting used to. Because it's like, fuck, right? Those bombs in the road, those IEDs. It's not someone getting shot next to you. It's not having to fight hand to hand. It's not sitting there with guns and shooting at one another from across a field or whatever. That's not nearly as traumatic, but those fucking surprise explosions. J Money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into it too, because I want to talk about some conspiracy theories here in a second, but history. We need to learn from it and progress, or we end up foolishly repeating more chaos. We're going to learn. That's what all this stuff is right now. It's a mass initiation so that we don't fucking repeat it. Yep, shell shock, PTSD, exactly. It really rattles you. But you get over it. I've found out ways to get over it. Entheogenic medicine, meditation, proper diet, doing different shit to remove the toxins, right? Because believe it or not, actually a lot of that stuff comes from heavy metal toxicity. As hippy dippy as that sounds. How'd you get over heartbreak? Got to be honest. Heartbreak led me to your channel. You fuck a lot of women and time and the gym and fighting. Like, you got to replace that fucking empty feeling with something else that's positive, more positive. And time. Time heals all things. I learned that love and fear are opposites from a speaker that came to my school, though, Corey. Exactly. Stupid. Some fucking hippie new ager fucking said, oh, love is the opposite of fear. We must love all and all this stuff. It's like, get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Anyway, I was going to tell you about some of my sexcapades, and then I'll get into some conspiracy stuff, and then I got to get going because I have to smash. Let me text this bitch real quick, too. I second that combat was easy compared to a breakup with one itis chick. Exactly. It's insane. It's insanely different. It's like combat was something where it's like, it's so simple. And you actually end up, you don't fall in love with combat. You fall in love with, I got to be real here. You do end up falling in love with combat. Like, it is fucking awesome. It is awesome. It's awesome being deployed on the front line with a bunch of fucking dudes that you fucking love, right? Doing the fucking what we're bred to do, right? Like what men are fucking created to do. Just toughing it out in hard conditions. You don't have to worry about fuck all. You don't have to worry about paying your goddamn, well, I mean, you might have to. But like, you don't have to worry about paying your car insurance, a cell phone bill, none of this shit. You eat fucking chow. You work out if you can. You clean your fucking weapons. You make sure the fucking guys to the right and left of you are fucking taken care of, right? It's easy. It's easy. It's just, I shouldn't say easy. It's simple. It's life simplified. And then you're fighting the bad guys, right? It's fucking awesome. Sure, you see some bad shit that happens. Yeah, that's right, bitch. So yeah. Breakups though. I keep telling everybody, man, relationships are the hardest thing in the world. It's like you don't have any control over them. And especially because it's a woman too. Yeah. Why you love combat? Is that Tribe? Or is that another one? Sebastian Younger, he's written some really good stuff on combat. There's another good book too that I read. Man, I can't believe I'm blanking on it, but it was probably one of the most, what's it called on that? Man, good stuff. Really good book. I'll think of it and I'll get back to you guys on that one. What It's Like to Go to War. Fuck, how stupid is that? What a great book. Great book on combat. What It's Like to Go to War. Yeah, and that's really actually what you end up longing for when you come back, is you kind of miss that camaraderie. You miss how simple things were and just doing what you do normally. But then relationships, man, absolutely, way harder. So anyway, one thing I wanted to bring up is this. I've been doing some, I'm always online dating. Was crushing it lately. Killing it. Like stupid. Like the last fucking 6 to 8 weeks prior to the last 2 weeks. So if you guys can trace what I just said there. So that would make it 10 weeks ago. Up until 2 weeks ago, I was hammering it. 2 to 3 new girls a week. Just crushing it. Before that, I was like average 1 girl a week for sure. Got my averages up to like 1 girl a week perfectly. And then the last 2 weeks, I don't know what changed. We got a lot of girls visiting San Diego right now. A lot of girls coming from out of state, which you'd think would be fucking better. Match with a lot of these girls, try to meet up and all this other stuff. Things are just kind of weird. Maybe San Diego girls are traveling out of San Diego. And then like we're importing some fucking whatevers, right? From out of state. It's just kind of weird times. Anyway, I met up with this girl last night, black chick, 27 years old. Her name was, fuck it, I'll say her. Nah, I won't say her name, just in case. But her photos, she was looking good. She was looking good 6.5 to 7, right? Pretty slim. Most of her photos, she had these big old fucking black titties that were popping out. And I was like, all right, she's kind of slutty. I like it. And I just threw it out there. I could tell by her attitude. I just threw it out there. I was like, hey, you should come hang out with me and have a really good time right now. She's like, all right, I'll be there. I was like, all right, cool. Meanwhile, I got this other girl texting me. She's down in San Diego from LA, and we've been talking for a little while. And we were supposed to hook up last week or whatever, but she left. And then she came back and she's like, hey, I'm in San Diego. I was like, fucking awesome. So she hits me up at like 7:30. This girl does. And she's like, hey, let's hang out kind of deal. I was like, all right, sweet. Let's do it. And then I don't hear anything back from her for a little bit. I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever. So I was like, I'll take black chick anyway. She's better looking, bigger boobies. Love big boobs. Love big boobs. So I was like, all right, let's do this. This chick's like, the black chick's like, all right, on my way, gets an Uber, comes to me. She shows up, and she's from New York. She's from New York. She's got a New York accent and stuff. Not too bad, but she got that New York black girl attitude. And I was just like, very, very, how can I explain it? I could tell from the right off the bat, it was all about her. That's the type of attitude that she had to have was, you know, it was all about her. So she lays down on my bed and she's like, let's get to it. And I was like, let's get to it. And she's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I came over here to get my pussy eaten. And that's how she says it. She said, I came over here to get my pussy eaten. And to me, I mean, first off, that's like, I think it's pretty gross to say eating pussy, period. Right? It's weird. I don't like it. Right? But also, I don't like it, period. I don't fucking do that shit. I sure as shit I'm not going to do it with some bitch that I met off of fucking Tinder. I'm not about to go down and fucking eat your pussy, bitch. Like, that's disgusting. I don't know where the fuck you been. You know what I'm saying? Especially, we just started talking and you're coming over my place. So she's like, I just came over here for you to eat my pussy. And I looked at her and I go, no, not going to happen. And she goes, well, all right. And I go, exactly. And I go and I get up and I put my shirt back on. I said, good day. Good day to you. Good day to you. And she's like, okay. I was like, yep, get the fuck out of here. Go ahead and get yourself another goddamn Uber and get the fuck out of here. See you fucking later. So that went down. And I went over and I checked my phone and I got a text from the other girl. And she's like, hey, where you at? Come get me. And I mean, luckily this girl is literally like 5 minutes away from me. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll fucking go get her. Who cares? Right? She's visiting, whatever. So I call her up real quick. I'll be there in 5 minutes. She's like, okay, cool. I'll see ya. Sweet. All right. This girl, I could tell she was going to be a little on the thick side, but like good, like in her profile, she talks about the gym. She's got photos of her at the gym and all this other stuff. Oh, and fucking mind you, going back to the black chick real quick, nothing like her photos. Nothing like her photos. Like, she was way thicker than her photos. And her tits didn't look anything like her tits did in the photos. I don't know if she just had a really good push-up bra when she was taking those photos or whatever, but when she came over, like, her belly stuck out farther than her tits. And I was just like, nah, not happy here. Anyway, so then kick that bitch out. Like, literally, like a 10-minute interaction, gone. See the fuck later. I'm like, all right, I got other girl lined up. Let's fucking do this. Hey, I'm on my way. All right, cool. I'll see you in a little bit. This girl's DTF, like totally down, right? Knows what's going to happen. I drive up to her hotel. She's standing there. I go back and I flip a bitch and I come up and she's like fishing through her cousin's car or whatever. And I take a look at, she's like wearing a fucking beach muumuu. You know, like those fucking, when girls go to the beach, they throw a little fucking, the only thing I call it is a fucking muumuu. I don't know what the fucking call it. It's like, I tweeted about rompers being the most disgusting things that a woman could wear. Like, I fucking hate chicks that wear rompers. I think it's absolutely hideous. And, this chick's wearing a fucking muumuu and I see her back. And her back spread is just like as thick as mine, but with fat. And I'm just like, ugh. And she walks up to the car and starts to get in. And I'm like, hey, listen, I got to be honest with you. I'm insanely tired right now. And I should have just been a dick. Actually, believe it or not, this is something I want to start working on. I used to be a little bit more cutthroat when I was actually going out on dates with this girl, with these girls, and I was actually like getting ready and putting a little bit more time into shit and showing up to this place and having it scheduled. I got to get back to that. I should have been like, I should have fucking just, the second I saw her, I should have just fucking accelerated and fucking tore ass out of there. But anyway, I was like, I'm fucking tired. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm exhausted. She's like, okay, I'll go back up to my room. I was like, all right, see ya. And fucking skedaddled out of there. This bitch had to have been 25 to 30 pounds fucking heavier than her photos. Like back fat, double fucking chin, not cute whatsoever. Disgusting. Same thing with fucking black chick that showed up here. She was probably a good 20 pounds heavier, maybe more than her photos. Yo, I got to tell you guys right now, these girls have not taken kindly to quarantine. I'll tell you what, I got my boy here too. My boy on fucking Tinder or Tinder fucking Twitter. If you're not following him, dude's fucking cool as hell. His name is Frame Over 40. And he says this. So I'll show you just so you know I'm not fucking making some bullshit up. You can tell which girls got the validation pre-COVID if you watch their behavior closely. They have a swagger with 30 pounds extra on them now and expect the same attention. Yo, dude fucking hammered the nail on the head. These fucking girls have literally gotten 30 pounds fucking heavier, and they're still walking around as though they deserve the same amount of fucking attention and treatment that they did pre-fucking goddamn quarantine. This fucking bitch sat here on my fucking bed and tried to tell me to eat her fucking pussy. Get the fuck out of here. First and foremost, I don't do that shit. Second, like, you are not fucking hot enough for me to even dream about doing that shit. Fucking bitch. Like, disgusting. You're disgusting. You're a fat fucking whale now. That's exactly like what she looked like too. She looked like a fucking beluga whale laying there on my fucking bed, fucking covered in rolls, sitting there. Wow, I want my pussy eaten. Fuck you. You know what I want? I want you to fuck out of my house right now, and I want to disinfect my goddamn bed. You fucking nasty trap. Seriously, disgusting. Thinking you got, yo, seriously, that's what's going on with this shit too. Like, these girls are sitting here thinking, like Tommy Lauren, for goddamn sake, this last fucking video that I did this last time. This bitch is sitting here playing fucking poker with a 7 deuce, fucking thinking she can go all in and push me. Fuck you. You got no cards in your fucking hand, bitch. You got nothing. You got nothing. You got no negotiation fucking skills right now. You got nothing. You have nothing in your fucking pocket. You got to learn how to bargain. And that's what's wrong with our fucking society today right now. And there's going to be some fucking stupid ass simp, I'm sure, that she's going to hit up with fucking stupid fucking 4-eye glasses and probably a mask in his photos. And she can be like, I just want my pussy. And he'll be like, okay, BLM. And he's going to get goddamn throat cancer and fucking die. That's how we're going to kill the fucking betas and the white knights. Good for them. Get that throat cancer. Get that HPV in your fucking throat. Fucking suffocate. Game over. This bitch thought, like, you got to fucking recognize sometimes, bitch. Like, seriously. Like, these bitches really do need to start fucking sitting there and taking a goddamn moral inventory. Yo, my shirt's off. I'm fucking ripped. I'm ripped, right? I look fucking good. I look like a goddamn Calvin Klein fucking poster. You look like a fucking bag of fucking chewed up bubble gum. You're going to sit here and fucking try to tell me to lick your fucking pussy? Like, you should be pulling my dick out and fucking getting the whole shaft and balls down there covered in fucking spit and stroking that thing like you've been playing the fucking trombone for years. That's what you should be doing to me. You should be trying to prove to me that you're the fucking real G. Like, you're the realist. Like, oh, look at everything I'm going to do for you. Right? Like, those are the cards that are in your hands right now. You're 2 4s. You're 2 4s. I'm pocket fucking kings, bitch. You're going to try to stack up to, you're going to try to compare fucking pairs here? I'm pocket kings. Straight up. You got to know what's in your fucking inventory. And if your inventory changes, guess what? You got to change your standards too. Going back to fucking Tommy Lahren too. Bitch, you're old. You're used up. You've ridden the fucking CC. That shit downstairs probably looks like a fucking rock box. It looks like fucking Gronk probably sat there with 2 fucking pieces of fucking stone and just started fucking beating your fucking pussy lips up until it fucking turned bright goddamn purple. That's what that shit probably looks like. You're going to sit over here and say, I want the best. I want men to be men. No, bitch. No. You got to know what you're working with right now. You got to know what you bring to the table. You don't bring that to the table. I'll tell you that much. What's going on, Shotgun Johnny? I don't think I've ever seen you before, but what's up? Anyway, that's what we're dealing with right now, guys. We got women that are literally 25 to 40 pounds fucking overweight, You got, yeah, no, I need my crown right back up, don't I? Yo, these girls used the excuse of the gym closing down, started smoking, started eating, and started drinking their way into a fucking happy life, thinking they're going to get the same level of attention and still be able to get the same types of dudes they got pre-fucking quarantine, pre-COVID. And I don't care how fucking horned up you guys are. Like I said, I haven't gotten a new girl on the docket in the last 2 weeks, even though I got one coming over right now. It's only been fucking 10 days too, to be honest with you. But don't be fucking thirsty. Yo, this bitch shows up 40 pounds overweight off her fucking, what's it called? Yo, hey, we got something to talk about. What's up with this? Like, you're fat. Right? And of course, you should be doing your due diligence beforehand. You know, get on FaceTime. Make sure she sent, even though I got duped a couple weeks ago. I had this one girl sending me photos. And I was like, okay, she's not playing the angle game or none of this stuff. And she showed up, man, holy shit. She was way bigger. It wasn't like way bigger in like the sense of like, holy crap, this chick's a fat lard. But it was bigger than what my dick was expecting. We were expecting like a good 135, 140 with some nice tits and a good thick ass, right? And some thick legs. She was pushing good 180. And like I said, that's my limit. My limit is 180. I'm not going to hate on that shit. She drove down quite some time. I needed the number. Anybody. But yeah, absolutely. No, seriously, dude. They fucking drink way too much. They're eating like fucking fat pigs. They're smoking weed. They're getting fucking lazy. They're not working out, and they're still demanding. Fucking Chad. Fucking Thundercock. Sorry, not getting it. I'm kicking you out. I don't care how much you paid to get here. All you got to do is fucking 140 was she 6 feet tall? No, dude. 140 is like, for a girl that's 5'5" to 5'8", 140 is definitely doable. Trust me. Especially if she works out and shit. Like this chick said she did. That was pre-COVID though. She's working out pre-COVID. Ugh. Anyway, I want to wrap this up here because I need to go take a shower, maybe eat a little bit of food. But I wanted to talk about some stuff too. Some things that I want you guys to keep your fucking eyes on when it comes to this shit. First and foremost, there's a lot of fucking weird explosions going on around the world. Some weird ass explosions going on around the world. I'm seeing some shit go down in these factories. For some reason, there's like weird ass fires and explosions on Navy ships here in San Diego and stuff like that, right? Beirut. Let's talk about Beirut, guys. I don't know if you saw that fucking video of that quote unquote it's not a quote unquote warehouse of the port that quote unquote blew up due to ammonium nitrate. No. That was not an explosion. That was not just, oopsie. That was a bomb. And because trust me, and how do I know this stuff? Well, I got blown up by ammonium nitrate bombs and urea bombs in fucking Afghanistan. I've blown up large swaths of ammonium nitrate myself that were just out in the open. And then I've also seen bombs and dropped missiles. So I've been able to see the signature of all of this stuff. It was no Scud, man. That was no Scud. That was something new. That was something very, very, very serious. Now, the reason why I say this is I've detonated, and this is with an actual detonator too, right? It's a center point of focus. Now, if this factory had 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate, and it didn't have a detonator, right? It would have exploded outward, right? It would have all detonated and exploded outward, and it would have been a lot more fire, a bigger fireball. It would have been a lot of fire spreading out over a distance because that's what happens with heat. It wants to go, it wants to go outward. That's an explosion. But if you look at this one, it was very well contained. Exactly. It wasn't. It was not them that bombed Lebanon's port, the only thing that is really holding their economy together. And it's not them causing riots to happen where the people are now trying to overthrow the government and destabilize this shit. Because that's what's going on right now, everybody. And the reason why I'm bringing all this stuff up, because if you do not see the pattern, if you cannot see the pattern that this is all orchestrated and it's a means for I don't want to say isolated. Yeah, it's isolating power and wealth into the hands of a very few. And I don't want to go too crazy. Yes, I do offer consults. I do offer consults. You can go to my website, www.coreycapella.com. Better off emailing me at agodofmen@gmail.com. Or you could go to thewartribe.com and you can buy it right there. But just shoot me an email at agodofmen and we'll set it up. It's easier that way. So just hit me up at agodofmen.com or at gmail.com. agodofmen@gmail.com. There we go. Yeah. Good stuff. But that's what I wanted to bring up to you guys is these bombings, these fires and all this other stuff that's going on right now are all attacking key infrastructure of key areas in order to destabilize. I just want you to keep your eyes on this stuff. Be skeptical of everything you see right now. Do not read into the story that's presented to you. Have a free mind. Be willing to, go after the narrative, right? Challenge the narrative. Do your research. Do I believe it was a missile? I don't believe it was a missile. I don't believe the Beirut thing was a missile. I've seen videos where there was a missile in it. I think that was a photoshopped video, obviously, because we can see, I watched hundreds of these videos. I didn't see a missile. Okay. I think it was a bomb that was staged there. That's what I think. What's their goal? Destabilize regions as much as possible. They're going to what they're trying to do is they're trying to move in a new currency. And it's going to be a digital currency backed by a central bank. And that way and the way that it needs to happen is they can usher in the right technologies. You have to meet the right criteria. You have to get this new shot. I don't want to say the V word. Then you have to belong to their ID passport kind of deal. That's the only way for you to be able to do that. And then you have to use their currency. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to get loans in order for you to rebuild and start off in this new economy, right? And the downfall is it's all going to be controlled by one central government. And then they get to dictate what and who does everything. And it's going to all be controlled and monitored by this one central technology. So you're going to be followed. You're going to, right? It's not good. It's not good stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Q hasn't really been on point with a lot of stuff, but anyway, I second this one for sure. I also second getting real crypto and not their crypto. I'm a big fan of Trump had 4 years to drain the swamp. His first 2 years, he had both the Senate and the House that were backed fully by Republicans. He could have done a whole bunch of shit then, and he didn't. Did not do it. Don't be fooled. Anyway, so I'm just saying for you guys to just connect the dots, prepare the best that you can. Don't remember PNAC. I kind of remember that kind of thing, but I don't know exactly what it is. Yes, Jiminy Cricket has it up here, interrupting the supply chain, interrupting people's infrastructure, making it so that they become dependent on the new system in order for them to have or kind of rebuild in a way, right? Otherwise, they're cast out. Don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, we see what's going on with those silly riots. I don't know if any of you guys saw the new George Floyd body cam footage, but the media lied to us. The media caused a massive frenzy. And for 3 months now, we've had massive riots and destruction and all this other stuff because essentially the media played people, didn't tell them the truth. So there's that. So that's going to kind of be what the leading point is going to be for all of this stuff as well. Is that the media is going to continue to spew bullshit. Anyway, that's all I got. I wanted to point those things out to you guys. Start to follow that shit. If you guys see any other weird, crazy shit that I missed so far today, please do come back to this video. Post links, post comments, say, hey, take a look at this. I read all the comments. I've had a few people ask me if I ever delete comments. I never delete comments. If your comment gets deleted, mainly because you're talking about a certain type of people, not from America, over there, YouTube automatically deletes those. I don't delete them. If you make fun of me or say anything negative about me, I don't delete them. But if you're saying anything derogatory about a certain group of people, even the rainbow peoples, the Rainbow Army, those get, what's it called? Hey, Corey, drop your email, agodofmen@gmail.com. How's your new direction? How is your new direction with regard to your YouTube channel? It's okay. I don't know. I'm just coming on here and saying the things that I want to say. I don't give a shit about talking about the red pill game as much. I'll tell you stories about my sexual escapades. I'll drop some fucking bombs here or there, but the red pill needs to be bigger and more overarching. And that's why I like what I talked about today. We talked about doing shit that's better for you, building yourself into a better human being. And we talked a little bit about girls, right? Knocked on some women a little bit. Talked about a little bit of conspiracy stuff, how to get prepared for that shit too. Silver, crypto, or bullion and crypto, right? Keeping an eye on it. Don't get too invested in this. Yes, Nick, the new body cam footage, it came out about a week ago, showing George Floyd getting detained. Daily Mail or Daily Mail? Daily Mail? Check that out on YouTube. It was also posted in our group chat too. But anyway, don't worry about it. So yeah, it is what it is when it comes to this stuff. I got shadow banned hard at the beginning of the pandemic because I was talking about CV. I was saying the word, and the what's it called? The bots picked me up, and it cut down my viewership in like half. So, but that last video I did very well. So I'm just here talking about what I want to talk about. That's it. And I come on whenever I want to come on. I don't come on a scheduled time at all anymore because whatever. It is what it is. So like I told you guys, if you want to hear and see more from me, you got to join the WarTribe. That's really what it comes down to. Join the WarTribe, become a part of the group. That's where a lot of my energy and effort goes to when it comes to actually staying consistent and helping people out. So do you play Warzone? I don't know what Warzone is. So no, I don't. Yeah. Should I play it? I don't know. I'll take a look at it. Anyway, with that said, it's time for me to shower and go and eat some food. And I'll try to hop back on here pretty soon. I definitely want to come back on here and give you guys a review of NAD. So I'm excited for that. That goes down tomorrow. Yeah. Sweet. So if any of you guys want a personal consultation, like one individual asked up here, feel free to hit me up at agodofmen@gmail.com. Join the War Tribe if you're looking for a group of men that are thinking along the same lines of what I talked about today, that are building themselves up to prepare for what's to come in the future, as well as just become the best versions of themselves possible. Buy my books on Amazon. And I don't know what else to show. Just fucking share this. That would be the best, is if you share this stuff with your friends and family and Facebook and Twitter. Yeah. Hit that share button. Cool. All right, guys. And for all those who super chatted me today, thank you as well. Even though it was one person, one man's way, thank you very much. See you guys.